Hi everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss as to how we can use a Raspberry Pi Pico with VS Code for using C++ SDK. So if you have ever tried to use C++ SDK along with a Pi Pico, then you would already know that it is a little bit tough to set up as compared to MicroPython environment that you can use in Pi Pico. So sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to set up SDK, toolchain and everything, especially for beginners. But that has recently been changed since Raspberry Pi Foundation has launched their own Raspberry Pi Pico VS Code extension. Now using C++ SDK has become easier than ever for Pi Pico. So I want you to go ahead and install this extension. I have already installed this. Once you install this extension, you will see an icon like this. Okay, I want you to go ahead and click on this icon. From here, you can select new project. Once you select new project, a new tab will appear. So from here, you can select either a custom project or an example project. If you want to use an example project, go ahead and click on this example. Or if you want to use a custom project, select on this custom. So for this demonstration, we will be using an example project. So go ahead and click on example. And here you can select the type of project that you want to create. So once you start typing, you'll see all the suggestions that are there. So I'm going to go with a simple Blink project. You can select Blink here. And you can also click on this drop down menu to select between different type of projects that are available. From here, you can select the type of board that you're using. So in my case, I'm using a Pico W board. So I'll use Pico W here. And with the help of this location option, you can select the location where you want to save your project. So in my case, I have already created a separate folder named Pico underscore VS. Inside this folder, all of the projects that I create with the help of this extension will be saved. So for example, right now I'm creating a Blink project. So inside this Pico underscore VS folder, it will create a separate folder named Blink and it will create the project. Now from here, you can select the SDK version. If you want to go ahead with a specific SDK version, you can select that from here. But in my case, I'm going to stick with the latest one. From this option here, you can select the debugger that you're going to use. If you're going to use a Pico probe, then you can select this debug probe. Or if you're using a host that supports SWD protocol, like a Raspberry Pi single board computer, then you can go ahead and select this. But in my case, I'm going to stick with the Pico probe. Now I want you to go ahead and create this project. When you're creating your first project, it will take some time for installing SDK and toolchain locally in your machine. So please be patient. Since I have already tested this once, it has already installed all of this in my machine. So it is much faster for me. But in your case, it may take some time. Once the project has been created, you can go ahead and click on this blink.c. This is where your code is. Inside the build folder, you will find the target UF2 file that we need to flash in our Pico. But for that, we have to compile the project. So for compiling the project, you can press Control Shift P and you will get the command palette. From here, you can select the compile Pico project option. Or what you can do is you can select this option right here, this compile option right here to compile the project. Once I click on that option, you can see it has started to compile the project. And after the compilation, we will see our target UF2 binary file. For flashing this target file, you can directly click on Run button if you have a Pico probe connected to your Pi Pico, or if you have a Raspberry Pi as your host for Pi Pico. But since I don't have that, I will manually flash this UF2 file. For that, you need to open your File Explorer. And here I need to disconnect my Pico. And now I will reconnect it while pressing the boot select button. So now you can see my Pico is listed here in my system. To flash my Pico, I will simply drag this UF2 file from here and I will drop it inside my Raspberry Pi Pico drive. Now it has started copying the file. And once it copies the file, you can see my Pico board has been programmed and the LED starts blinking here. So this is a basic demonstration on how you can use this VS Code extension for working with Pico. If you want to learn more about this extension and how to use it, for that you can go to this extension and from here you can open this documentation right here. I already have this open here. And with the help of this documentation, you can learn more about the different features that are available in this extension and how to use them. So this is it for today. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for your time.